One Piece is not terrible.
Yeah, that's what I've heard, man. People seem to be. I don't know what I was confusing it with. There was some other anime show that they did live action that sucks, but I can't remember which one it is.
Every other anime show they've done, they did Bleach, it was awful. They did Cowboy Bebop, and it was awful.
Cowboy Bebop, yeah, the Cowboy Bebop.
That one you would know, yeah, because you've seen Cowboy Bebop, right?
Yeah, I've kind of seen Bleach. I don't think I've ever watched an episode, but I know the name.
Yeah, but Cowboy Bebop you would know.
Cowboy Bebop is definitely, yeah. I've at least seen a few episodes of that.
Yeah, it's one of those things where, like, with the One Piece one, the big difference where, like, is they got the director who directed the actual anime.
Oh, nice.
To come in and direct the show on Netflix. So he actually, like, did the casting and casted people that actually looked, similar, as much as you can make a person look like a cartoon, similar to the characters,
right.
Or at least a believable, like, representation of that character.
Right on.
Like they didn't go and look at the orange-haired girl and be like, I bet that should be a black chick. Like she's supposed to be a little white girl with orange hair, and so she's a little white girl with orange hair.
Nice.
The ninja guy who does the swords is supposed to be an Asian-looking dude. It's an Asian-looking dude.
Yeah, so I'm guessing they couldn't find someone who either was unfamiliar with the source material or actively hated it.
For some reason or another, they hired the director of the original anime to actually come in and direct the Netflix show. Surprisingly, you know what I mean? It's one of those things where you're like, what the fuck? Yeah. Did they learn something?
Yeah, it's too bad you had to fuck up The Witcher before you fucking figured that shit out.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, I don't know if you watched The Witcher at all, but it was actually...
I watched the first season, and I just knew after the first season, I'm like, nah, this is going to get terrible now, so I'm going to stop. So I watched the first season and then stopped, because I knew after that it was just going to go downhill.
Yeah, I don't know if I watched the first...
Because it was so good.
First second. But yeah, no, it was fucking awesome, dude. And then they're like, but yeah, you could kind of see that they were like essentially phasing him out and taking the titular character of your show and making him like a fucking side story, dude. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, they tried to make it all about that. I'm guessing about that stupid mage girl.
Yeah, and the fucking both of the chicks, the blonde-haired chick, and Yennefer or whatever the fuck. Yeah, Yennefer is a mage. Yeah.
Yep, had a feeling it was going to be something like that. It was one of those things where it was just like, nah, this is going to go, they're going to screw around with it and try to, like, fuck with the formula, and instead of leaving a perfectly, interesting story alone, they're going to try to, like, make it into a morality play instead. It's going to be a waste of time. So, like, for One Piece, I probably won't watch the second season unless it's directed by the same guy. Yeah. If that's the case, I'll be like, oh, maybe it'll actually be good. But, I'm just going to, like, avoid watching it.
Yeah, I hear you.
But the first season is really good so far, and I've watched, like, 5-6 episodes. And it doesn't seem to go too far past what I've actually seen of One Piece. Which, as much as I hate to say it, because, it's fun to fuck with Satan, is actually a really good anime if it wasn't for the fact that you're watching half the fucking previous episode with each new episode.
Oh, they do that recap shit, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. That sucks.
And they'll replay, like... They'll recap for, like, a minute or two, and then they'll replay, like, the last 5 minutes of the episode. So you're literally getting half a fucking episode with each one. So, sorry, but that's just fucking obnoxious.
Yeah, I feel like 2 minutes is about the most. Maybe 3 is the most you should used from the previous, as a formerly on whatever show, like 3 minutes tops, and even that's pushing it. So yeah, and you get up at like close to 10 fucking minutes. Jesus Christ, dude. Yeah, that's fucking ridiculous.
No, man. Yep. It is what it is. I'm sure, like the next fucking season of One Piece, they'll recast everybody as like racially appropriate characters, though.
Gotta have the diversity. Oh, dude, did you hear about the? We're live, I assume, right? We're already live. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Where was it? Norway, Sweden? Yeah, I think it was, or Denmark, whatever. There was that fucking director, and like they're doing like for whatever movie it was, but they were like, hey, there's not a lot of diversity in this movie. Like, hey, what's up with that? And he's like, well, it was the 1750s Denmark, so they were all white. Yeah, and then it turns out like there was one like black person or whatever, and they're like, yeah, no, and they it turned out they actually did put that person in the story. I don't know how significant it was, but it seemed like it was probably something that was completely unnecessary and was just added in as we got to put at least one minority character in here.
Yeah, well, and they try to fuck with everything that they do. It's kind of sad.
But yeah, I mean, again, Denmark in the 1750s? Like, what the fuck do you expect? It was all fucking white people.
Yeah. No, there were like 12 black people for every one white person in the court of Denmark. Like, black people were everywhere. Don't you understand? It starts to get absolutely absurd, and it's not even about race. It's just like you just want to fucking monopolize all of the roles for black actors. Or something. That's essentially what it is. It's a superiority thing. Like they're not looking for equality. They're just racists that want superiority.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, it's a very, very odd. Yeah, and it was sad though because he kind of talks shit, but then he like fucking goes on to be kind of conciliatory and like, oh no, we actually did put the one black person that was in Denmark in the 1750s in. And I'm like, all right, I gotta wonder if that person actually did anything of significance, or is it just the fact that they were the one black person in Denmark?
Yeah.
Like, is that their main accomplishment?
Well, that's all you need to be accomplished. You don't actually have to work. You just have to be the right skin color. That's the sad sort of thing right now. It's like that's why you have... why they're trying to claim that failing grades are racist.
Right. No, yeah.
Like that's what's going on in a lot of schools right now. They're like saying, well, you can't give students of color failing grades. That's racism. You're just trying to hold them back. And it's like, yeah, but they failed. Like, they're they don't have the skills to do this. They're not learning what they're supposed to be learning. So if we just pretend that that's not the case, they're just going to keep going on to fail more. Like, they're never going to get better. They're never going to learn anything. Like, that would be... It didn't matter. It's not even about race at that point if they're doing it. It's just, you're fucking children up. Like, this is bad for the child. This is not how you make a good adult.
Yeah, I'm going to say, it's like, all right, you're going to make it where the kid's like, wow, whether I try or not, I'm fucking passing. Yeah. I'm getting away with not doing any of the work, so fuck it.
Yeah, the insane levels of narcissism, like, and you see it, right? Like, you see it in a lot of these TikToks and stuff. When you see these, like, crazy kids, like, talking about how, like, white people are the devil and stuff, and it's, like, a black kid or whatever. Like, the narcissism is completely off the charts and totally unjustified. Like, they haven't done anything significant with their life to be that fucking proud of who they are. You know, it's like...
Yeah.
I'm not saying you should feel like you're a giant pile of shit, but that's just not good for kids. Like, that's not good for any human.
Yeah. Yeah, again, the level of entitlement and the unearned sense of accomplishment. It's fucking bizarre, dude.
Well,
like, you're a fucking kid. You're a fucking moron. I don't care how fucking smart you are. You're still a kid and don't know shit.
Yeah, exactly. And you're taking stuff that makes no sense, and you're just whapping it all together because somebody in a sweater on TikTok that has a hoodie on and glasses with carefully arranged must hair told you that was true. So they must be right because they're wearing the fucking uniform, right?
Yeah.
I swear to God, it's like there's a fucking uniform for a smart TikTok guy. And he has to have carefully messed up hair that's gelled perfectly into that messed up hairdo.
Yeah.
Big fucking glasses and a hoodie. And he has to be looking and talking like he's super cool. Like he's super snappy.
Yeah, TikTok fucking sucks, dude. I fucking hate TikTok, dude.
And you get these
constantly
fucking
commercials for it, dude.
Like, and you get these fucking retards that are like tuned in thinking like, well, he said it, so it's gotta be true. You can't just say things. It's like, you did. That's exactly what happened. He's just saying shit because he knows you want to hear it because it makes you feel better about why you're, like not going anywhere in life and everything is fucking miserable outside of like surfing on your phone and getting like likes from strangers.
Yeah. Well, I wonder how many people now believe because of TikTok that ancient Rome doesn't exist because of that dumb mom millennial bitch.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. Shit like that gets real fucking weird.
Yeah, like they're really committed to it because they still have Latin masses. So again, she's claims that literally is all made up. The Latin language, and all this fucking background story was made up, dude. It's fucking Jesus Christ.
Well, and
they're
not all genetically Tuscan.
Etruscan, yeah. It's fucking
because there were a bunch of different like groups of people that went conquering through that area.
Yeah, it was essentially abandoned and conquered a bunch of times, so it'd be very odd, actually, if the genetic makeup was the same as the, after they got their asses kicked and scattered to the fucking winds. The people that stuck around that had conquered, probably not going to be the same genetic group.
Yeah, it's going to be different genetic groups going through there. That's why you get like random people from like Delaware that are like, why is there African in my blood? Well, there was a lot of fucking mixing of people up there.
Yeah, it's fucking so bizarre. Yeah, TikTok sucks. Bottom line.
Oh, did you see the thing about
any of the commercials I see?
Oh yeah.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was ready.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say all the commercials I see. Well, I was just gonna say any of the commercials I see, I'm like, clearly TikTok is not for me, because these commercials or the clips of people on TikTok that you're showing are fucking terrible. So I'm like, all right, I guess it's just not for me. That's all.
Yeah, it's like a fucking 10-second clip of some girl doing a dance to some fucking song, or some guy telling the stupidestly like incredibly obvious bad joke you've ever heard, or a working class fella who's got a beard and drinking coffee and telling you his wisdom in life.
I suppose the ones that are okay, the only ones that don't like super annoy me are the ones that it's like look, I made a cake that looks like an apple or a dog bone, and fucking they're rating their own fucking I give this one an 8 out of 10. Yeah, that's like that's if that was all it was, I probably wouldn't hate them. But decorating a cake or fucking making cake look like some other shit, like, all right.
Well, if they're doing something, if you're actually doing something, so like if they're making like a fucking table, and it's a super cool looking table, all right, that's pretty fucking cool. You made a table. I got some respect for you right there. Or there's some dyke that splits wood with a sword because she got a sword made specifically for splitting wood. Like it's got an axe grind along the edge so that it like works properly. And it's like, hey, you know what? That's what you want to do. You're doing it, and you're doing it well. Right on. Looks awesome. Cool. Like I can respect that because they're actively doing something. Like you have some sort of accomplishment.
Yeah, they're at least.
But if you just
even if it's
wear
not
a fucking
all that
flannel grow out a beard and fucking stand out in your fucking in your fucking field somewhere, pretending to be like this wise man with a cup of coffee, because it's straight out of fucking what do you call it? Oh, what's it called?
Yeah, I don't know where you're going.
like straight out of the fucking 50s, like the just sort of like the, like you just kind of like straight out of the 50s style, and it's super like pro-conservative, but it's still just as fucking obnoxious and dumb and fake. You know what I mean? Like it's this class of guys
the
that are
videos.
like,
the walking philosophers.
Yes,
so they have to be walking somewhere.
And they look like, and they're usually espousing semi right wing or fully right wing stuff like that, and it's just like it's just as obnoxious as the sweater vest dummy and the fucking glasses who's pretending he knows science, and really very obviously just taking his cues from whatever group of people are paying social media, paying off the social media that are paying off like the regular cable channels and shit.
Yeah, although I don't know, it could be deliberate. It could be China trying to demoralize us and make us even dumber than we've already gotten.
On the one, on the program they spy on us. How could you possibly think that the program they used to spy on our people would be used to fuck with us? That's so strange. I mean, that's absurd, man.
Yeah,
it's absurd.
So I think it could be a combination of, obviously the spying thing's probably the main. But they're also like, let's really push the stupid fucking inane bullshit. Let's push that up and get the most people watching that stupid shit and really dumb them down.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No. It's fucking obnoxious. It's like all over the place. Okay. So anyway, moving on from TikTok. Because that could be like all day. There's so many dumb fucking trends. Have you seen the thing about the gun safes?
Where they gave the combinations to like the FBI or whatever?
Yeah. Liberty Safe gave the combinations to the FBI. Here's the part that it confuses and baffles me. Everybody's mad at them for giving the master code to the FBI so that they can open the people's safes, which is bad enough.
Right.
But why is nobody going like, and this means they have master codes to all the safes you bought from them, so they can just open your safe whenever they fucking feel like it? This is way more concerning to me.
Yeah, no, it's fucked up, man. The January 6th stuff is, I feel like all of us have just not paid enough attention to that, because they're getting fucking some hefty prison sentences.
Some of these people are going to jail for like 20 years for nothing. Like, it's absolutely absurd.
Yeah, they weren't even there. Dude, people that weren't even in Washington weren't even there. They're like, no, you incited it or whatever. I'm like, what the fuck, man? Yeah, again, obviously you're not expecting
basically they're taking a swipe at people's freedom of speech. Like, you're not allowed to say, like, the government's corrupt, the election was stolen, fight like hell, that kind of stuff. Like, you're what do you call it? It's just like a weird fucking attack on freedom of speech, because it's like none of what these people have done is illegal in any sense of the word.
Yeah, it's
like
it's fucking ridiculous. But again, we all forget about it, dude. We get fucking distracted by the next fucking round of bullshit.
Yep.
And we forget how incredibly fucked up that all is, dude. Yeah, like I said, it's anyone with half a brain should have known not to go and fucking do any of that shit.
Well, there was obviously going to be a fucking trick of some kind. Yeah, that was painfully obvious.
Yeah, it's very odd that Ray Epps is filmed on it saying we need to storm the Capitol and all this shit. And he's fine. He didn't
and
get
have you
arrested,
seen the numerous questionings of the FBI people, the people in charge of the FBI, when they're like, so, how many of your people were at January 6th? How many of your people were there? Like how many people were in that crowd? I can't answer that.
Yeah.
Excuse me? What do you
Yeah,
fucking
when they're asked
mean?
by, this is when they're asked by members of Congress, right? Is that what you're talking
This
about?
is, and they don't have a choice. They have to answer this. Like, it's not a question of, like, if they want to answer it or they feel like answering it. They've been subpoenaed.
Yeah.
They're ordered by the fucking Congress to answer. They have literally no other choice. They're supposed to answer that shit. It's just, oh.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking disgusting.
It's pretty exactly. It's pretty gross, and it's pretty painfully obvious, like, what's going on. You know, like they planted people. They planned this out. This was all a fucking setup, and now they're executing the punishment for all the people that fell for the trap.
Yeah, pretty fucking depressing that more people aren't up arms about it. Yeah. So everything sucks. Not much changed in that arena. Yeah, damn it. I was hoping. Oh shit, are you still there?
Yep, I'm still there.
Oh, okay.
I was just
Okay,
thinking
cool.
for a second,
All
looking at the Discord.
All right. Damn it, I assumed maybe Satan's still asleep. I really thought that would get him, dude. Fucking guy.
Yeah, I am kind of surprised that didn't.
Although I haven't checked the chat or anything. Did you check and make sure we're coming through on the broadcast, by the way?
I did, but I can check again just to be positive. Let's see here.
Yeah. No, you don't have. If you did, it's fine.
Nope. Both of us are coming
I don't
through.
want to assume. Yeah. All right. I don't want to assume that you did and you didn't. So just wanted to check. All right. Yeah, he's passed out probably. Fucking guy.
More than likely.
Oh fuck. Yeah. What else is happening in the world today?
Lots of weird shit. Let's see here. Back into the Discord. Oh, I don't know if you watched the fucking music video. Jennifer Murphy.
The ninja one? I think I've seen it before.
Yeah, it's an old thing. It's an old song.
Yeah,
she was opening up a Murphy bed store, and this was her advertisement for it.
That was for a fucking like a mattress store?
Yeah, for selling Murphy beds. You know the fold up into your wall thing.
Yeah. God damn, that's funny. That's fucking nonsensical, but that's fucking funny.
I love it. I absolutely love it. I watched the little thing where the guy played it for Bobby Lee, and Bobby Lee was getting all mad, but he kept laughing at it. And I'm just sitting there going, but it can't be racist.
Right.
Ninjas are Japanese. That's a nationality. It's not a race. Like, they're not Korean. They're not Chinese. They're Japanese. That's what ninjas are from. Japan's culture. And Japan is not a race. It's a fucking nationality of Asians.
So he's thinking that just because it's like about something Asian and not because he's not fucking Japanese. I think he's like Korean or something. Oh no, he's
Bobby's Korean. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
You can tell he looks Korean. Like, he looks very Korean.
Yeah, it's like the big round face kind of thing. Like Koreans seem to have like these big round faces.
Yeah, exactly. It's the shape of the face and the eyes. They're very different. But it was just one of those things where I thought it was funny because they're like, that's so incredibly racist. I'm like, but it's not really. Like, if you knew anything about like Asian culture and that you were so mad about this lady mocking, you would understand that that's not how racism works. It's not a nationality that they're making fun of. You got to make fun of a whole race. It's got to be all the Asians. But I thought that the video was just the fucking. The one I sent, there's a whole crowd of people that are there, obviously for the opening of the store. Like, she's actually like pulling out of a bed and stuff, whatnot. Like, you can tell it's a showroom floor, and all of the audience is white except for one Asian lady. And by God, that cameraman kept her in the shot for like 80 to 90% of that video. And thank you so much, cameraman, because she was so fucking not happy. It was fucking hilarious. She was looking bad.
That's amazing. Yeah, and yeah. Well, Bobby Lee's not exactly a deep thinker, I don't think.
Well, I don't think he was that offended. I think he was it was just them fucking making fun of it and stuff like that. Because he kept trying to look mad, but then the guy would play it and he'd start laughing a little bit here and there. But he brought up a whole thing about how like he went somewhere to go like dating some white chick, and her whole family like did like Asian makeup on the eyes, and they fucking it was pretty silly.
Right. I don't know. I'd kind of be flattered, like unless they were being like aggressively like racist about it. Like I'd be like, wow, they put a lot of effort in this.
Yeah, I don't know. And he was talking about like having to eat like fucking stuffing with chopsticks.
All right. Interesting. Actually, it seems like that would be easier than eating like rice or any of that. Well, rice kind of sticks together too, I guess, more clumps. But stuffing kind of does that too, right?
Yeah, well, it clumps up. It clumps up.
Yeah, like white rice. Yeah, white rice. I don't know about the. I don't think brown rice does it as much, right? I think white rice is the one that mostly clumps together, right? Or is it both?
I don't know.
It doesn't matter.
It's like with stuffing. It's like like there's a bunch of different kinds.
Like, yeah, I was thinking of specifically like stovetop. Stovetop definitely.
Yeah, stovetop is kind of like cornbread or regular bread, or kind of a mix of both. Yeah, what is it? Like my mom makes a southern fried dressing, she calls it, and it's pancakes batter, but it's all in little lumps. And then she mixes in like celery and onions and carrots and cooks it all together and fucking with the like broth and stuff. That's like a different. And that's she made that every Thanksgiving for my whole life.
Nice. Yeah, that sounds interesting. Good stuff. Yeah, that kind of reminded me. It's not Thanksgiving, but Christmas. For some reason, my family has always made lasagna for Christmas Eve, like lasagna with like Italian sausage, that kind of shit.
Oh, see, yeah, we would never have Italian sausage because too many people want more plain. Like they want it. They would.
Yeah, but the weird thing is, like, we're not Italian at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we're not Italian at all. Like it's mostly like Polish, French, a little German, fucking Scottish, whatever. No Italian in our history at all. But my grandmother decided she was gonna make lasagna every fucking Christmas Eve, and then my mom does the same. It's good shit. They've gotten good at it. But yeah, it's just always odd. Like, we're not Italian at all. Because I remember bringing some to the ex's family one year, and they're like, "Oh, your mom's Italian?" I'm like, "No, not at all." And that's the first time I thought about it. I'm like, "Yeah, that is kind of weird."
Huh.
Okay,
yeah.
That was pointless. My apologies.
It's kind of strange, yeah. Sorry, somebody's also typing to me in my game right now. They're pimping out their latest build. Because I told you like they're about to update the game in a couple of days, like the 21st. And so instead of having this purge mechanic that like you get attacked with like randomly in random locations, it's it's a thing where you build a treasure room, and then when you want them to attack, you intentionally initiate it.
Yeah, it's not just random and at a random like it used to be, or where it is now, but it's...
So you get to purposely build a base and, like, build defenses and train your thralls up and all that kind of good stuff for your own, like, entertainment and, like, fight them the way you want to.
Nice. So just a week away, huh?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And I'll have all that overtime from working 12 fucking straight days. Or no, 11 straight days. This is day 6 of 11. And I fucking forgot to set my goddamn alarm. So, like, I got woken up at 7 because my coworker had come in through the front door with the key.
Yeah. Oh, shit. So you gotta work tonight then, you're saying, right?
Yep, I work tonight, I work tomorrow night, and I work fucking Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday night, and then I have Wednesday night off. It's my first night off. Tonight when I go in, I'm gonna go,
sure
huh?
Are you sure you want to do the show? We can fucking skip it if you want.
I mean, I don't have to leave my house until like 10:30, and I sleep at work, so really, it's not a big deal. Like,
somehow I keep forgetting the fact that you basically sleep for the most part.
It's not basically. I sleep for the most part.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Unless
for some
there's
reason,
something
I cannot remember that.
specifically weird going on, I'm good to go all the time. Because like,
I know.
And it's 12 guys in a house, so there's very little drama. Right? And they've all been there for like a few years now, almost. Like we just had one guy move out, so we'll have somebody else move in, and we'll see how that goes. Probably be all right. Most of the people we've been getting are pretty good because it's more of a board and care than like a really it's not a crazy group home.
Right.
Yeah, and so it's like it should be pretty. It should be pretty. You know, pretty. Shouldn't be a big deal. You know what I mean? Like, that we're getting a new client shouldn't be a big deal because 11 guys already get along, and it's guys, it's not girls. So you don't have, like, the stupid drama queen bullshit fights that happen all the fucking time in programs with women.
Yeah.
Or where they'll, like,
even if it was 11 guys,
shit
if
with
it was like 11 guys,
or...
yeah, if it was like 11 guys and one girl, it would manage to be a problem. You know what I mean? Like, it only takes one.
Exactly. If it was 11 guys and one girl.
I remember hearing about...
Well, they had a quote-unquote guy for a while, and that was a problem because everybody else in the program had to follow all the rules except for him. He got to do whatever the fuck he wanted because he was a trans guy. So that meant he didn't have to be in the program or follow the rules or have passes. He could just leave whenever he felt like it, you know. It was absolutely ridiculous. And it was like...
Dude. It was like. Okay.
I was trying to think, like, it was insane. Because, you know, here you have all these 11 other guys in the house, and they're like, oh, I gotta fucking wait to get my cigarettes. I gotta be back in the program by this time. I can only go out for a walk for 45 minutes before I have to come back unless I get a pass.
Plus, I assume that the trans person still had a vagina.
Yep.
So that would probably be like, we're all guys here.
She got her own room.
One of us has a pussy.
She got her own room. I'm not going to pretend it was a guy.
Still, I could still imagine a scenario where all the other guys are like, I know it looks like a dude, but there's a vagina. There's a pussy in there. And that fucking shit up, too.
Yep, that'll
Maybe
always.
not. I remember
nobody was going after her in that respect.
Yeah, I'd imagine they're probably a pretty manly woman. Well, no, what it was reminding me of is the sober living place where I'd stayed after coming out of the second rehab. Before I had gotten there, like initially, it was co-ed instead of all guys in houses and then all girls in whatever other houses. And apparently, the dudes would end up being like fucking getting into it over these bitches. And like the dude was like, and these women weren't prizes. These were not fucking hot chicks that they're fighting over.
Oh yeah, no. Yeah,
but it was just the fact that just the fact that there were vaginas in the house was causing problems.
Yep. Oh yeah. Any kind of program where you have like 6 men and like 2 women in a house, you're gonna have a serious issue.
Yeah. So yeah, he ended up being like, all right. Fuck this co-ed shit. We're doing separate.
Yep. So I'm working in a program where it's 12 guys, and it's amazing.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
never have
glorious?
to deal with it's amazing because you never have to deal with the stupid shit. Yeah. Once in a while, a couple of guys get mad at each other and kind of square up or get a little loud, and then it's over and done with in an hour and a half. You know what I mean? Like they do their little dance, they get a little mad. And then they fucking move on with their day. You don't have the like, oh, now I'm mad for fucking ever.
Yeah, now you're my nemesis for life because we had a minor argument. No, I remember me and my brother had gotten into it one time and we were fucking yelling at each other one night. And my mom, like the next morning, was like asking about it, like, you guys two gonna go at it? And like, we had already forgotten about it. We had already fucking hashed it out, talked shit, whatever. Like, we initially didn't. What are you talking about? Like, oh yeah, last night. Yeah, it's done. That happened last night. We settled it. We fucking yelled at each other for a while, and decided to move on with our fucking lives.
Exactly.
Yeah, for women, it's like, oh, I'm gonna hate you forever.
It's like what is one of the things that drives me nuts right now is I can't begrudgingly do anything. Like if you ask me to do something that's obnoxious or annoying or something that I just don't like doing, I can't be annoyed and then do it. I have to like put a fucking smile on my face or something.
All right.
Like I have to be happy to do whatever the thing is. It's like sometimes I can just be not happy with it and get it fucking done because it's got to get done. You know, like I don't have to just be thrilled every single time you wait till the last possible second to ask me to do something fucking really inconvenient. Sometimes I can be mad about that and then still do it. Like, I'm still gonna get it done.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna be annoyed, and then I'll fucking move on when I'm done. Because once it's done, there's no reason to be mad about it anymore because it's fucking done.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that reminds me. You told that story about how your brother said he wasn't going to help you with anything anymore. Have you noticed any difference yet at this point? I'm guessing not.
No.
Same shit, huh?
Nope. Same shit.
I don't know what you thought you were helping me with before.
With the whole that whole thing, he's still kind of standoffish with me, but yeah, the whole thing was fucking dumb. I was just like, I just wasn't gonna sit there and be berated for not doing shit, like reading his lines. Like I'm not, no.
Yeah.
I don't want to be yelled at because nobody else knew what was going on in your fucking head. Like that's ridiculous. We're not here to serve you like fucking waiters.
Yeah.
And then when we explained it, like we didn't. How are we supposed to know? Well, fucking ask the guy. No. This is ridiculous. We're not responsible for taking care of everything for you. Because you want to watch a fucking video. How hard is it to
come out and say, "Hey, I got food coming"? Like Jesus Christ, dude. That's,
well, not only that, the whole thing was because he was watching a video on his computer. I'm like, well, then fucking pause it.
Yeah, what the fuck, dude?
Well, that's not even a big ask. That's just like a fucking normal thing to do.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know what was up his ass about that, but I was just not fucking having it.
Yeah, no, it seemed completely unreasonable, dude. Ridiculous, dude. Really. Beyond being unreasonable. Pretty absurd to fucking get mad about something like that.
Yep. Yep. But you know that is what it is. I've personally I could care less at this point. I'm not gonna sit and hold on to it forever. I haven't done anything differently. Like I haven't treated him differently than I would normally treat him. I'm not like fucking on some path of vengeance.
Yeah.
And in fact, honestly, until you brought it up, I kind of just not really been thinking about it. So.
Yeah, sorry then. My apologies.
Oh no, it's okay. It's going to be just as easily forgotten again in a few minutes.
Yeah, I just thought that was funny. I'm like, from everything you described your brother, he's not the most helpful individual, so I can't imagine there's a huge difference.
Nah. But whatever. Like this fucking is what it is. I'm not gonna drive myself crazy with it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make some serious. I'm also I have that fucking whole jury duty thing that I gotta get in a little bit better shape so I can get around more. That I've been working on with fucking 400 calorie meals and breakfast and lunch and all that shit. I just want to get everything together so I can get out of the house. I would like to move back out again, but I don't know if that's ever going to be possible with this fucking economy. They're going to give us a raise to $20 an hour, and that's still not enough to pay for even remotely close to rent. At this point, a studio apartment is. Well, I mean, at this point, a studio apartment is I want to say $2,000 a fucking month. I mean, it's. Jesus, fucking insane. Dude. It's you just can't fucking live off of the money you're making anymore. It just doesn't work. So, I'm trying to think. How much would you need? What would you fucking need to make at this point? $30, I think, maybe. If you made $30 an hour at this point, that would be enough to live.
I was gonna say,
in a really shitty fucking apartment. Without really, you'd probably be able to afford a crappy apartment and a car, a really shitty used car that you're paying off over time. That might be enough to live off of. And we're not even in a major city of California. We're just in a fairly decent city for commuting to San Francisco.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it seemed like a nice little city, dude.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't. We're not. Yeah, you've been here exactly. There's some stuff here that's kind of cool, but it's not one of those amazing. It's not like San Diego, big important cities that everybody knows about and cares about. We're in wine country, so it's a nice place to weekend if you're fucking from San Francisco or from somewhere, in the nearby area. A lot of rich people want to live out in the far out kind of countryside. So there's Joe Montana lives around here somewhere, the fucking 49ers quarterback guy. Because I know that because people have met him where in places I've worked when him and his family were driving around on the 101 getting places. Because you know what? Everybody needs to stop and have a fucking burger once in a while, so why the fuck, would he not hit a Burger King?
Yeah, indeed. Although, I don't know, anytime I'm traveling, I want to eat at a...
I like hole-in-the-wall places that are somewhere interesting in the place I'm at. If I can find it. Oh, I should have told you guys about El Patio, because you guys weren't that far from it. You could have had El Patio. If you were really hungry. That's a fucking giant burritos that are just really, really good.
There were actually some decent places up there at Point Arena.
Oh, yeah.
The pizza place was okay, except the dough was really rubbery and fucking. But it actually didn't taste bad. And then the other places, there was one that's right at the resort. There was a little restaurant, a little tiny hole-in-the-wall restaurant there, which is actually pretty good. And then there's a place that sold mostly burgers and shit, the Smash Burgers or whatever.
Yeah,
that one was actually really tasty. Good. Yeah. So for a shitty little town, man, they actually had some decent fucking restaurants there.
The best smash burgers I've ever seen that I want to try are the onion smash burgers, where
Onion
it's
smash.
so that they take a ball of ground beef and they smash it down to make a smash burger, and it comes out real thin and kind of crispy almost.
Right.
So in this case, you throw a handful of onions down, and then you take the burger and you fucking smash it down on top of the onions, and let it cook until the bottom is really good and caramelized. But then in underneath the onions in the bottom, there's also some raw ones. Like there's a gradient of how done the onions are in the burger, so you get a good mixture of all different stages of cooked. It's supposed to be really good. It sounds really good if you're a big fan of like onions and different textures in your food. Like I imagine.
Well, that one, onions. Yeah, onions. Like 80% of the time, I pass on onions, but sometimes.
Well,
I like it when it's chopped up. If it's chopped up, it's a lot better than if it's like the weird little rings or whatever. And I guess it's not
in
weird,
this case, it would be like chopped up like onion sticks. Like they're chopped up to the way there's like an inch and a half like long little sticks of onion, and then they just throw them down in a big pile and then fucking smash the burger on top. And to me that sounds good because I like the idea of different textures.
Yeah, I prefer cooked onions or caramelized or whatever the fuck you want to call it. It's actually pretty good. I like that. I'm thinking like if you did it with like super minced, like kind of like. If you have like the regular like hamburger or cheeseburger,
yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
yeah, very tiny. Like how McDonald's does it on their regular hamburger.
Yeah,
it's fucking super fine. Like you threw down a chunk of that, almost like hash brown kind of shit, and that would be interesting. Or even the chops sounds decent. That sounds good too.
Well, the way they do it and the reason they do it is they want to have a thing where the surface area of the onions is all caramelized, and then a little bit further down, some of it's like not quite as caramelized, and then the more deep into the burger you go, there is like some that are even raw at the very, where the ground beef just barely meets the onions part, So you have different levels of doneness through the whole set of onion.
Yeah, because the patty is so thin that you don't have to actually cook it on both sides to have it cook all the way through. So that makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And so this one, they would actually end up flipping it because the onions take up so much of the cooking on the other side. So essentially, you're cooking the onions on one side for a while till the top is caramelized, and then the outside is caramelized, and the inside is raw. And then you flip it over and cook it till the burger is cooked.
Yeah, and I assume that's like maybe a minute.
Yep.
Once you flip it, yeah. That sounds interesting, man.
I've never managed to make it work myself. I've tried to do it, but it doesn't come out very well. It doesn't work right because I never put the pan hot enough to really
really sear it in there.
Get the onions the right texture. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna try it though. But like I said, I think I'm gonna use one of those. I think we have one of those, the ones where you press down, chops the shit up.
So you're just gonna make some.
Yeah, like super minced, like I was mentioning earlier. Like, but try it like that. Throw down a little layer of onion like that, and smash the burger into it.
That actually
see how that turns out.
That actually sounds like it's What do you call it? It actually almost sounds better than the way I'm describing it. Yeah. Well, it would work better on stovetop because the smaller the onions, the easier they are to cook.
Yeah, the greater surface area. Yeah. Cutting it up.
So they would actually cook better on a stovetop because you don't have that really hot fucking grill that they use.
Yeah. If you get the onions all the way down to where it's almost like a mush. It seems like it would really like seal it in, and like the onions would be almost like a solid. It would be basically a solid layer instead of having a bunch of individual little pieces sticking out everywhere.
Yeah.
It would be just like a solid area that it's.
Be definitely interested to see how that came out. The other thing,
I'm gonna forget. Think about it. Give it a shot and let me know.
If I remember, right now I'm playing. I'm waiting to play with my arancini presses, or arancini molds, I should say. Arancini are deep fried stuffed rice balls, like Italian ones. And so the press essentially is a two-step process that allows you to like really easily make the rice ball and stuff whatever you want into it, and then put the rest of the rice ball on it to cap it off. And I'm looking at those presses, going like, all right, look, I can do whatever I want in those. I could do meat. I could do like French toast batter. Like there's a bunch of different ways that can go.
Yeah, it sounds. Possibilities are endless.
Yeah, imagine French toast with like strawberries stuffed in it, or jam, or Nutella, or chocolate chips and marshmallows. I was thinking you could also. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was going to say if you're doing the French toast or pancake type thing, I'm wondering if you take the rice ball, dip that in like pancake batter somehow, and put like the strawberries or something in the middle. Wonder how that would turn out.
Yeah. Well, my mom has a what is it called? Evil Skeevers? I think they're called Evil Skeevers. She has an Evil Skeever pan, which is a cast iron pan with half circle divots in it to make round pancakes. And so what you do is you get your pan nice and hot. You know, you got your Evil Skeever pan nice and hot, and then you take, and as the batter cooks in the half circle, you take like a long like skewer or a stick of some kind, and you pull it up, and it'll slowly work its way around and turn into a ball that's kind of hollow in the middle of pancake.
Huh. All right. That's interesting.
Yeah,
I've never heard of that.
It's like a Swedish or a Danish or something. Like, it's one of those weird here countries, you know what I mean? Like because I mean they're called
the Swedish chef.
Yeah, I don't remember if it's like Swedish or like Norwegian or Dutch or anything, but it's one of those like kind of groups of people.
Yeah, some Scandinavian type of country.
fucking Vikings. The Vikings decided we want pancake balls. Everything has to have balls. We're so manly.
Nothing more manly than eating balls.
Nothing more manly than balls, man. Nothing more manly than balls. But it's one of those things, and man, they're pretty good, and you can fill those up pretty easily too. Like when you first pour the batter, you know, or like about halfway. Like once you've got it to where it's like 3/4 of a ball, that's about when you want to like fill it, because then there's, you know, enough cooked stuff that it barely won't cook to the edge. But you can put like, you know, chocolate chips in the middle, Nutella, jam, fruit, whatever you want. It's pretty good with pancakes. So I imagine taking like French toast and doing French toast the way I do it, where it's like a bunch of small cubes of bread that I let go stale so that they're nice and cubed and small.
Gotcha.
I could easily press those in there to make like a French toast ball, like that way, where I could put like, you know, strawberries or fruit. I like fruit. I like blueberries and strawberries with my pancakes whenever I can. It's my preference. Or French toast or waffles, whatever. I like fruit on it. So that would be what I would do. But like, I'm sure like my brother and sister would love like what do you call it? Like Nutella or chocolate chips or, you know, jam or something.
Yeah. Any kind of good filling, yeah.
Cheesecake filling.
Cherry
you could
pie
make, like,
filling.
cheesecake filling and do it there. Cherry pie filling would be an easy way to go.
Yeah.
One of the other things that's really nice is, I was thinking is, you know, like the crust you make for like a cheesecake, where it's like graham crackers and stuff.
Oh, right, yeah.
You could make one of those graham cracker crumb crusts, stuff it with marshmallows and chocolate chips, like milk chocolate chips instead of like dark chocolate, and then bake that off in the oven, and it'd be like a little s'more ball. Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
Like that'd be,
That
I
sounds
think that'd
pretty good.
be tasty. Obviously, it's not something I'm
Yeah,
going to do
no,
anytime
yeah.
soon because, I'm trying to lose weight, so it's not going to be anytime in the near future that I'm doing that one, but I just thought it was like a good idea for future reference, like as a treat. But,
Yeah, I should probably do that too.
it's
Ever
just kind
since
of cool.
my son lost the job.
Yeah?
Well, I don't get nearly as much exercise because I'm not watching the grandpuppy,
Oh, no.
5 days a week or whatever.
What are you going to do
Yeah,
without
I
the
haven't seen
dog
him
in your
Sunday.
life?
Oh, man. Yeah, I haven't seen him since Sunday, dude. It's really wearing on me. Dude, yeah, probably good. My obsession with the grandpuppy is probably...
Just a little unhealthy.
Well, I guess it's harmless for the most. It definitely keep me, active enough where I was actually losing weight incidentally. So that was kind of nice. I was surprised when I was under 300 pounds.
Yeah, well, that's one of the things that really screwed me over with the whole thing that I've got going right now is because I'm not getting out and doing like just regular exercise, like just walking around the grocery store getting groceries and wandering out to hang out on the deck for a little while or something, or going out and pulling weeds or something. Like that, you don't think of it as exercise, but technically it is.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, any activity really. Especially if it's not exercise, but you're actually being active. It helps out a lot, man.
Yep.
Wrestling with grandpuppers.
Yep. Doing
the play fighting
stuff. Walking down to the corner to pick up a newspaper out of the newspaper machine or something if you're a paper reader. Like, that was a big thing for my dad. Like, it was really rough when he stopped being able to go to the grocery store and, like, go pick up his paper at the grocery, the paper machine or the corner drugstore or something like that. So, that's when I want to get to the point where I can go back out and, like, do grocery shopping and shit. Like, I'd like to be able to go fucking pick up, pick up the groceries.
Your back is really fucked up, man.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, I don't like to try to go places. Like, I can't really fucking get around. So, I'm gonna be...
Yeah, I think yours is worse than mine, man, because I can at least walk and do shit.
Well, the weight isn't helping
like
either. The weight is bad, too, though, because it's like, the back is bad enough, but then you increase the weight, so it's like it exponentially fucks you up more and more.
Indeed.
So it is one of those things where it's just like, it's going to be a lot of pain and a lot of work because my doctor is a piece of shit and won't fucking do anything to help, so.
Yeah, you should really find a different doctor.
It's just a second doctor in a row, same fucking problem as the last one. Don't really know that, like, I mean, how many doctors can I get before it's like, they're shitty doctors?
Yeah.
Yeah,
especially if the first one, like, labeled you as fucking drug-seeking behavior or something.
Yep. And if I was one of those rich people that could afford an attorney, I've already found one and be looking into that because I'm pretty sure that's what's going on.
Yeah.
So, it is what it is. If I can get back to the point where I can at least get through the grocery store and do like grocery store shopping or like pick up stuff and stuff off, that'd be pretty nice. But it's gonna be hardcore. Like, I'm gonna be like really fucking, because the easiest thing to count, the calories. I can just fucking, if I'm only eating like 1,200 calories a day or like fucking 1,500 a day or something, that's a pretty good place to start. Because I'll lose a lot of weight just cutting that part down really quick. Because I used to do a lot of dancing and active shit, so I got really used to eating more food because, you know, you go out and you go dancing like for hours every week, hours and hours. You're hungry a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot of calories burned, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
So,
for me, it used to be like I used to play basketball fucking nearly almost daily.
yeah, basketball's
So,
a
you know, I still ate.
fucking, yeah, that's a huge burning of calories. Yeah, all sorts of running around, jumping. Yep.
Yeah. Then it got to the point where when I went and played basketball, I'd be hurting for 3 or 4 fucking days afterwards. And so it became not worth it, and I was still eating the same amount. So yeah, no real mystery why I started putting on weight.
Exactly, and that's the thing. You get so used to eating that like big diet, it's really hard to give up the bigger meals that are more satisfying because your stomach is stretched out and kind of big. Oh, what was one of the things I figured out like the last couple of days was fucking the granola I was eating was deceptive. It was tricky.
Oh, not nearly as healthy as it purported to be.
No, their serving size was bullshit. So they were like, it's 30 grams or a third cup is 140 calories. And so I do like 2/3 cup of granola, a half a cup of yogurt, and 2/3 cup of blueberries. And it'd come out to about 450 to 460 calories every day because, you know, there's a little, you know, sometimes your measurement's going to be a little lighter, sometimes it's be a little heavier. Well, I decided, I was like, you know what, I have a scale in the kitchen. Why not just try it by weight one day? Yeah, their third cup and my third cup must be drastically different because 30 grams is about a half of a third cup. So the what they were telling you was 140 calories was really 280 calories. Because the weight can't be wrong.
Wow. Yeah, that's
so that kind of pissed me off because I'm like, well, now I've been eating that for a while and it's a whole lot more fucking granola than I needed in each bowl. Fucking cunts. So yeah, I mean, it was still a healthier breakfast than like waffles or fried eggs and bacon and all sorts of other shit. So I mean, it's like I was still getting lower calories than a lot of the other shit I would normally have for breakfast.
Yeah, but still, that's fucking half of what it actually is. That sounds like criminal. Like to list something as essentially half of what you're claiming it is.
Fucking ridiculous that they're that far off and that there's whatever, but like, nonetheless, it's still, you know, no sugar added, so it's like half the carbohydrates of any other granola because all the other granola is like the little kid cereal levels of sugar. And I need something with real carbs in it in first thing in the day because that's really kind of what you're coasting off of for the rest of the day. So you can't just be like, fuck it and eat, you know, like a bunch of sugary shit or like just a bunch of fruit and yogurt with no carbs. Like you can go lighter on the carbs later in the day, it's easier, but like in the morning, that's your first energy boost.
Yeah. I remember as a kid thinking that eating grape nuts was really healthy, even though I did there was always a recipe on the box where you put like milk, brown sugar, and like a pat of butter in the bowl, and you'd heat it up like in the microwave.
Oh wow!
And somehow I thought adding all that other shit, I'm like, oh no, this tastes really good and it's healthy, and like it's not. Because there's a bunch of fucking brown sugar.
Eating a bunch of it over and over.
Yeah, well, it's a bunch of brown sugar and fucking, like, you know, pretty fucking fattening at that point.
Yeah, sugar is the one thing I'm really cutting out. Like, I have a thing right now, and I'm going to cut it back more, but right now it's like every Saturday I have that's my day I get to have like something nice, like a piece of cake or a bowl of ice cream or something. So like that's my one dessert for the week kind of thing. And I try to keep it within reason, because obviously if you're having like 6,000 fucking calories every Saturday, then it doesn't matter what the fuck else you're eating the rest of the fucking week.
You're feeding the other 6 days all the fucking all the positive gain you made there.
You're putting all those calories wiped out.
Cheat day, I'm gonna eat all day. I'm gonna eat a bunch of crap all day long.
Well, that's the cheat day thing. That's the cheat day bullshit that you hear from people.
Yeah.
Where they're like, oh, it's my cheat day. I'm like, donuts for breakfast and big fucking Taco Bell for lunch, and then I'm gonna, have a pizza for dinner with like 6 bowls of ice cream all day and like all this cake, and you're like, well, what's the point in working out anymore, dummy? Like, you ruined the whole point. So it's just one of those things where I wanted to avoid doing that, because I was like, I kind of fell into a little bit of that with the keto, because keto really encourages that kind of behavior. They're like, oh, but it's all as long as it's high fat and protein with low carbs, you're staying on keto, so it's healthy to have your cheat day like that. It's like, not really. Like, even if you're, even if it's all fat and protein, it's still like 6,000 calories more than you needed for the day. That's not really beneficial to you the way that they're making you think it is.
Indeed.
Well, no, there was some other stuff on
did you
here.
See,
oh, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead, sorry. No, I was going to bring mention the Biden talking at whatever summit he was at in where is he? Where'd they go? Somewhere in Asia.
Oh,
but like at the end of
did he just leave or something or whatever? I remember he left in the middle of like the fucking one of the 9/11 things.
Yeah, that one he didn't visit any of the actual places. He just fucking, I forget where he was. It was in Alaska for some reason on 9/11.
It was somebody.
So yeah, it seems like they're really trying to keep him from having to do any talking in public.
Oh yeah, well he's probably fucking.
Well, this one, well, they trotted him out in front of all these like foreign press people, and they're actually throwing some decent fucking, not softball questions at him. And at a certain point, he just starts like talking, like spitting out a word every few seconds. Like he's obviously fucking confused and doesn't know what the fuck he's saying. And then all of a sudden, like the fucking press aide or whoever is like, "All right, that's it. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. All right, interview's over." Like it's really obvious.
Oh, he just clearly he has no idea what's going on. He's just fucking lost.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he has like a half hour a day maximum where he can be relatively coherent. So he was obviously past that. So yeah, that's...
Well, he's probably in a similar state to a lot of the politicians where realistically they should be like being cared for in a home kind of thing.
Yeah, him and Mitch McConnell, I would say.
Oh, and the lady.
Is it McConnell the other one?
What was the lady that had to give up her fucking power of attorney to her daughter? I forget her name.
God damn it, dude. The Democrat bitch.
Yep. You know
the one that they had to card in for some... Yeah, I forget the name, though. Fuck. Oh, and I'll look it up, dude. I gotta figure it out. But yeah, she's the one where they basically had to fucking, like, truck her in for some vote that she had to be present for. And she quite obviously did not have any idea where the fuck she was. God damn it.
Dianne Feinstein.
This is bugging me. There you go. Thank you.
Dianne Feinstein. Yeah. The one who's clearly delusional at this point. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I'm sure Joe is in the same place where she's at, where, like, if it wasn't for the fact that he was president and, you know, all these people were, like, being held, like, hostage by him, and he's, you know, ripping off all these people for money, selling his political favors.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, he'd be in a home
Yeah,
right
he should be sitting on a porch somewhere, drooling. Yeah. Yeah, well, he'd probably have a fucking round-the-clock nurse.
Excited because it's chocolate cake day in the cafeteria, you know? Well, you don't think
Or
his kids are gonna
chocolate
fucking
chip.
he molested and abused his kids. Like they're not gonna fucking take him into their home. Like they're gonna put him in a fucking really, really nice rich person's retirement home. But you don't take the guy that fucking made you shower with him until you were like 16. You know, you're not gonna have him in your fucking, like, sleeping in your fucking guest room for however many years it takes him to go, like, down that fucking road to death.
Yeah, that's true. Although they might just have him in a separate house with fucking round the clock nursing care or something.
Like a granny unit with some
Although they might not want
front.
Actually, they might not want to. They're like, fuck him, dude. Put him in a home.
I mean, literally, if it was like that with
service around now.
I can't imagine how you would not want to, like, fucking keep him away from your kids.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing with his dementia. Is he doesn't seem to realize there are other people in the room. There are hundreds of people around when he's sniffing fucking little girls' hair and shit.
Yeah. Yep.
Most popular president ever. 80 fucking whatever million votes, dude.
Yeah, most popular president ever, even though nobody wanted him to be president. So weird.
Yeah, no, I can't imagine this time, like, again, because, there's a lot of people in on the shenanigans as far as getting him elected. Considering how horribly he's done, like, I assume even most of the leftist fucking retards realize how fucking horrible he's doing, and they're like, no, I can't really do that again. I can't fucking fuck this guy. Even Trump. I hate Trump, but still. Although there's probably still plenty that are like, still better than Trump.
Yeah, I don't. Better than Trump. Fucking that one just drove me nuts.
Yeah.
It's like, clearly this isn't the case. You know, like, you just look at the economy and where it's at right now. Georgia just declared a state of emergency because the economy is so bad. Like that's where.
Are they also trying to take guns? Are they also trying to take guns like
is,
New Mexico?
Apparently the district attorney was like, yeah, I won't be prosecuting any of those cases. The guy who's the attorney general for New Mexico said, I won't be prosecuting any of those cases. So anybody who protests and get arrested, they will not be prosecuted in the state of New Mexico.
Nice. Yeah, well, it already got struck down, right, in court.
Yeah, I would imagine because you can't just arbitrarily ban guns. There's fucking governor. You can't even pass legislation. Like she's literally like violating every fucking part of the election, our legal system.
Yeah, it was bizarre. I don't know what her game. I can't imagine she thought it was going to actually stick.
Well, she even said she knew it wasn't going to stick. She just wanted to do the fucking the
virtue signaling.
The virtue signaling part of it. She wanted to make it a discussion, and it's like but it's not a discussion.
Yeah.
You can't ban guns. It's an end of discussion.
Yeah. So it's similar to the we're going to give $5 million to every black person in California. Oh, we thought we were going to get it through, but I guess they're not going to let us. It's not that it's fucking ridiculous and fucking obviously discriminatory and, again, just ludicrous overall. We tried.
If they were
really
going to do that, if they literally were going to do that, the number of people who would be like, guess I'm getting a pistol, would have been overwhelming. And not from like a race perspective. I'm just like fucking because there's a lot of evil people out there who will be like, well, now I know who to rob.
Yeah, I know every black person out here is $5 million richer.
Well, wouldn't they be happier with $10 million if they robbed that person down the street that's also black?
This is true. It's built up a gigantic fucking...
They think that giving this money away is going to change the basic nature of all these people. And it's like, nope.
Yeah.
Nope, you're still going to have an overwhelmingly higher crime rate amongst black people. They're going to keep doing more crime. Also, handing out that much money that's just bullshit money that's not real.
Yeah.
Because the only way they could do that is by just printing money. It isn't going to make anybody that much wealthier.
Yeah.
Because, number one, they're going to throw it away on stuff that's dumb. Like, there's going to be a lot of, like, I bought a fucking Ferrari in a mansion, and now I have no money again. A lot of that shit, and then those things are going to get taken away because you spend $4 million on a mansion. You should reasonably expect to spend somewhere around $100,000 a year in upkeep of said mansion, because a house that fucking big is going to constantly need maintenance and repairs, as well as taking care of the lawns and everything around it, and all the other property that comes with owning a mansion. Like, I would never buy a mansion.
Yeah, they're not even going to be able. Yeah, they're never going to be able to even pay the property taxes anymore. Like, or the upkeep, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not even counting the property. I'm just saying just the general upkeep is all it would take. Property taxes, that's another thing too. But you know, like just the upkeep will get them before they get to property taxes. Which is what happens to a lot of people that win the lottery and stuff. Is they blow all the money on dumb shit. The rich person equivalent of candy and bubblegum. And then they wonder where all their money went. Or they give it all to people who want money because friends and family ask them for it and they feel like obligated.
Oh, yeah.
Instead of saying, nah, fuck off, because that's the way money disappears. Like, nah. I'm not just going to let you throw money away because you want it. Like, that's not how that's going to work.
Yeah, no, I would literally disappear as soon as possible. If I won the fucking lottery, I would fucking, get the fuck out. And again, ideally,
I know my family, they would definitely,
I would do it without
most
letting
of them
anyone
would be
know.
cool, but some of them would definitely be like, oh, hey, man, I just need this much money for a business, or, oh, if you just loan me this, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Or,
well, luckily, all my relationships.
I can't work, so I need to, I need you to support me or something, and, that would just be a ton of people, so.
Yeah,
plus,
luckily
everybody I
have,
went to high school with would see it and be like, hey, you remember me in high school, buddy, pal, friend of mine, that kind of it would just get ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah. For me, luckily, I have no real relationship with siblings, or, I don't really, even the ones that live in the same house, I don't really. So.
Is it fucking politics screwing it up? Where they can't they can't be civil?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, they're just awful.
Because I get the thing that I always get is this weird shitty cult attitude of I'm not part of the cult, so they need to have interventions for me occasionally where they'll try to force their fucking bullshit down my throat, and then they'll tell me I'm dumb and ignorant, but when I tell them they're just listening to propaganda, I'm an asshole. But they can call me any number of fucking horrible, awful names. You're an ignorant piece of shit. Alright, you're listening to propaganda, and I don't blame you for being rude and stuff because you don't understand what you're talking about. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
but I'm not gonna
you've learned that anybody that disagrees with you isn't just someone who disagrees with you, but is your enemy.
Yeah, and so they treat it like that, and so it's just ridiculous. And instead of just being like, hey, look, we don't agree on this. We're not going to agree on this, and that's fine. Just move on with your fucking day. We'll talk about other shit. Just keep it on groceries and fucking talk about movies and TV shows and video games or whatever.
Yeah, I don't understand. I don't understand how they think insulting another adult, as kids, that's probably great. But insulting another adult to try to get them to see your fucking way of thinking, it's fucking the worst.
Bitch,
worst idea ever.
One fucking bitch is the fucking worst at that in the karaoke group. And I cannot stand her. I just absolutely fucking do not like her. But she's a girl, so everybody fucking falls all over her. And she'll act all sexual and shit, so everybody's like, ooh, amazing, ooh, and it's like, you're fucking dumb.
Stunning and brave, dude.
Stunning and brave. But she does that same shit where she'll be like, "Oh, you're just ignorant. You're stupid. You're stupid. You're ignorant." And it's like, you're just insulting me. Like, you're not. She's never made a single point.
Yeah.
Like, you've never made one single logical conclusion. You've never shown even one shred of evidence.
Yeah.
You just, anytime somebody says something you don't agree with, you tell them they're a piece of shit dummy. You know, like, whatever.
Yeah. Can't bother, like, refuting it.
Yeah.
So you gotta go to insults.
Nine times out of 10 clearly doesn't even understand what she's talking about. You know? Like, it's just like, yo. Her name is Yo. And she's always just
very loud.
Fucking blasted. Just fucking smashed drunk. And I'm like, yeah, I might be stoned a lot of the time, but I don't want to be. It's fucking...
Right.
It helps with the pain. Unfortunately, the high is a required part of it. Like, I can't separate the two. If they ever come out with a really good, like, pain reliever based off of cannabinoids and you don't have to get high off of it, I'm fucking in, unless they're charging me more than it costs to buy weed. or you know, as long as I can buy it over the fucking countertop, you know.
Isn't that what CBD is supposed to do, or is that more like an anxiety?
CBD is just bullshit. That's just marketing. I don't understand what they're talking about. Yeah, like, it doesn't really do anything as far as I can tell.
Alright. Yeah, not surprising.
I mean, I've tried it.
And maybe something to it.
Here's the dirty little secret about CBD. You can get high off of CBD. I don't know why they keep saying you can't. That's just not true.
Yeah.
There's always a little bit of THC in there. Even the best CBD is gonna have a little THC in there. But on top of that, like, you can get high if you smoke enough CBD or eat enough CBD or whatever, you know, version you use it in.
Yeah, the Delta 9 or whatever the fuck they call it.
Yeah.
Where it's literally absolutely get you high.
Yeah, and it takes a lot more, and so they're taking these massive doses, which may or may not be good for your liver. Like, normally when you're smoking weed, it's not harmful to you in any real way. So you're usually all right, because, you know, like, it's not, you know, even though it's getting in your liver and all this other stuff, it's this small amounts of anything that can even irritate your liver. But then you take like 50,000 fucking milligrams of CBD instead of like the 5 you would normally get from smoking a bowl. You know, who knows if that might be too much.
Yeah. Yeah, like, you have to take so much that it's literally more harmful.
Yeah, it's like water is, you know, you drink water all day long and it's fine. But you drink enough water and it'll start stripping the fucking salt out of your body, and it'll get real fucking dangerous real fucking quick.
Nah. Yeah, wipe out all the toxins, but also all the other like good shit you need to.
Yep.
Oh, it's detoxing.
Yeah, it's one of those. It's one of those weird, goofy things where people just don't get it. Like, that the reality is, you know, everything in moderation really does mean everything.
Yeah.
We had a lot of clients who would smoke cigarettes to the point where it would wash the meds out of their system.
Wow.
You gotta smoke a lot, but you can do it. But that's also how some clients choose to cheek meds, is by drinking enough water that it dilutes the meds to the point where they can't function. And the nice thing about that is, you know, you can make coffee and tea and just suck that down all day long, so that it's not like super boring, like just drinking water all day.
Yeah, that's pretty odd. So they basically don't want to take the meds.
Yeah,
So
well, I mean, I wouldn't either.
water. Yeah.
The fucking side effects are pretty awful on a lot of these medications. I mean, it's like being drowsy all day or drooling almost constantly. You know, there's a lot of fucking negative aspects to the medications. So I certainly don't blame them for not wanting to take it. I wouldn't either.
Yeah, I remember, like in rehab, when people would tell me they're on like 500 milligrams of Seroquel a day.
Yeah.
And that's the thing they use as a sleep. It's like an antipsychotic, I guess.
Yeah, a lot of people on Seroquel for antipsychotic reasons, yes.
Mm-hmm. But anyways, it's a really effective fucking sedative or sleep thing because it knocks you the fuck out, dude. And I was up to like, again, in the rehab, they would use it as for sleep.
Yeah.
And at one point, I was up to like 150, and that was kicking my ass, dude. So I ended up getting down to like 50. And even that was like
and the average
like,
dosage that I've seen is between 200 and 300 milligrams a day, split up multiple times. Is usually about average for most clients. However, there are those people who take like 1,000, and you're like, Jesus fucking Christ, how are you doing that? Like, how are you still alive? That's so much fucking Seroquel.
Yeah, I suppose it's a tolerance to a certain extent, but Jesus Christ, dude. Yep. I've never taken anything that knocked me out the way that shit did.
Yeah, Seroquel is hardcore. Well, it's like when my fucking tinnitus first started and I got Xanax. That was amazing, like how effective it was at reducing the sound of the ringing in my ears. But it completely, 100% disabled my filter.
Knocked out? Oh, wow.
Like, my filter was fucking gone.
It's just like thought to mouth immediately?
And my sense of humor is definitely not one for mixed audiences of fucking... not for pansies. Like, I can keep my humor clean and do like the dad jokes and the puns, and it's fine and it's funny and I enjoy it. But the really dirty, fucked up shit, you know, like you can't keep that back. Like, I'm not even supposed to swear at work. Like, they treat these fucking clients like they're little kids. So, like, you know, we're not allowed to swear because they get in trouble for swearing and shit. And it's like, well, they're fucking 40 years old. You guys being ridiculous. Like, come on. Like,
well, yeah, they're really infantilizing them. Holy shit.
Yeah, and they can't. Well, that's one of those things. It's like
they're just treating them like little fucking babies.
I was talking about working and how it makes people feel good. So one of the things that I've noticed is the people that I know are going to get out of the programs I work at and end up going on to other stuff. The ones that are definitely dead are always the ones who are doing like volunteering or working.
Yeah.
Even if it's just working 10 hours a week at fucking Salvation Army. You know, where it's basically like volunteering, but with like a really tiny paycheck. Like, they're going to do better than anyone else because they have something to,
some kind
like,
of purpose.
Exactly, some sort of purpose. Having a purpose makes a big difference, even if it's picking up trash at a bus stop. You know, like when I worked with the clients that were like mentally retarded as well as mentally ill, there were 2 or 3 of them that went out every weekday with their groups, and they would like clean bus stops and stuff, and they fucking loved it. They were so happy at the end of the day, and they really enjoyed going out, and they were ready to go every morning, and it was like their thing because it was a purpose. You know, they get to know that, hey, that bus stop is now it was gross, now it's nice and clean. I made that nice so that everybody else who wants to use the bus can go sit down on the bench and not get, you know, stuff on their fucking clothes, and, you know, all the trashes are emptied and everything.
Yeah, no, it's what I've probably mentioned this before, but it's one of the things they found that actually survived the concentration camps.
Oh yeah, like the
II
people that were going to survive the
some...
concentration camps were almost always had a purpose, because there was a certain element of randomness to it. But if you were willing, because you had a purpose to do whatever it took to survive, you were going to do much better than the majority of people.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, even if it was the purpose was like trying to figure out how to escape or fucking whatever, any little fucking nugget of purpose, dude, made a huge fucking difference.
Yeah.
And who survived and who did.
Probably similar in POW camps. You know, prisoners of war from like, you know, Vietnam and World War I and II and all that. Or like the internment camps that we did here, the Japanese internment camps. You know, it's interesting. Everybody gets so mad at that, but at the same time, it's like, but you have a large group of that population living in your country. How do you know they're not traitors? Like, how do you know? Because how long were the Japanese planning that attack? And it was a sneak attack. And, you know, as terrible as what they did was, it was almost like, well, fucking yeah. You know, like, they probably rounded up the fucking Germans, too. Did they do that with the U.S. when we finally got into the war?
I don't know. I don't think so, but maybe. Japanese for sure.
Well, they have like a fucking crazy. What do you call it? Level of loyalty to their culture, like it's one of the standards of anime is the Japanese culture is always superior to everything else in there. Like even in fantasy, there will always be like a group of Japanese that are represented in whatever fantasy world, and they'll always be like superior to every other group of people. Which is a healthy thing for like, you should be a nationalist. You should want your country to be number one and think of it as number one like that. That's a normal thing.
Yeah, it is kind of amazing how Japan shit for how, you know, little immigration they allow. Like there's foreigners into their country. Compared to like any other country basically.
Yeah, oh yeah. No, they're very.
It seems like the woke fucking.
Yeah, I don't think the woke party is very welcome in Japan. I can't imagine that works out well for them.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying like I'm surprised that the woke people don't. I don't know, try to cancel Japan somehow, but like bitch, you know what I mean?
They have. I know there's been a bunch of fucking complaining about anime and stuff like that. Like there's a lot of groups that harass the anime people.
Yeah.
Like your animes are not inclusive enough and blah 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 dumb shit garbage fucking talking.
Okay, like no, we're gonna listen to the people that don't want shit and are just here to bitch about it. Let's cater to those fucking morons.
See, that's the thing. The Japanese don't care about your feelings. So this kind of rot has to, if it's gonna take hold in Japan, it's gonna have to take hold in a different respect. Because they're very Japan is one of the few countries I would say where it's a cultural norm to be responsible for your own emotions. You know what I mean? Like, because most countries, it's oh, there's just your feelings. You know, they just happen. There's nothing you can do about it, and it's not true. Like, you absolutely can learn to guide your own emotional states and control your reactions to whatever, you know, emotional things that happen. And it doesn't mean you have to be like a robot. I mean, if your fucking dog dies or your cat dies or whatever, you know, you're gonna be sad. That's normal. But what's not normal is like
lashing out at other people. You're upset.
Well, I was gonna say like
That kind of shit.
It's not normal because somebody parked in front of your house that you go over and piss on their lawn. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, that's the kind of emotional response that people want to get away with and act like is acceptable right now. And you're like, but like that's not cool. Like you shouldn't do that. Like, but like right now they're like, oh no, that's perfectly reasonable. You know, go ahead and do it.
Yeah, no. If I hadn't started to work on that shit, like realizing that I had the anger issues that I have, when I was like, I don't know, 14, somewhere in that area, 15,
Yeah.
I would most likely be in jail by now.
Damn.
Or fucking beating the shit out of somebody or whatever. If I didn't learn to fucking regulate that shit and let shit go.
Yeah, and it's called emotional responsibility.
Even like, now, it's like, oh, go ahead, sorry.
No, even now.
Oh yeah, even now, it's like my initial reaction is to get angry at whatever situation. But now I can fucking, recognize it and dismiss it almost immediately.
As in, this is just a throwback. This is not me. This isn't my real feelings, kind of thing. This is just the misfiring. My brain is throwing out the wrong signal. Fucking let it go, kind of thing.
Yeah, and I used to hang on to shit like fucking weeks or months, dude, and just stay pissed off. And it's just like, this is fucking stupid. Like, it's not that big of a deal. Whatever I was pissed off about, it might have even been legitimate, but it's still not healthy to like hold on to it for long periods of time.
That's similar to how I had to work with my anxiety. Because I was having panic attacks for a while there, like every single week, 2 or 3 times a week. Almost every night that I was at work, I'd have like anxiety attacks and shit. And it's like, I could have, talked to a psychiatrist and to a therapist and worked with them on like, okay, we're going to do behavioral conditioning so that you can handle these better. Every time you get nervous, eat a piece of chocolate or some, like whatever goofy bullshit they want you to fucking do. Or they could have just prescribed me like a bunch of fucking pills and said, take these pills, motherfucker, and it'll fix you. But really what made the difference and is cut back to the point where now if I have panic attacks, it's like once every fucking 3 or 4 months, if I have them anymore at all, is learning to recognize when it starts and then learning to figure out where it's stemming from. So instead of it being unaddressed things in the back of my mind that I'm freaking out over subconsciously, they're bleeding into my conscious, my adrenal system. I can kind of get to that point where I figure out, oh, I'm really nervous about this thing. All right, well, let me figure out what about that is not sitting right in my head, and I gotta, I can fix that.
Yeah, I think that was a big part of my issues too for a long time. Is I was just stuffing shit. Like I was like dismissing the anger and that, but processing it, and I was just kind of stuffing it down, so to speak.
Yeah.
So I kind of learned, like, okay.
As with all anger, it is best to stuff it into a tight, white hot ball in the middle of your chest and just hold on to it as long as you can.
So yeah, I kind of learned you have to actually process it. It doesn't really fucking take that long generally.
Find out why you're angry. What about this is making me angry? Is this a reasonable thing for me to be angry at? Yeah, it's just basic emotional responsibility. It's learning to handle your responses to stimuli.
So yeah, just dismissing it and not actually, kind of dealing with it is not good either. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And if your response is just to say, oh, well, that's just feelings. I can't do anything about that. It's just my feelings. Well, now you're just going to be miserable all the time because you've completely given up power to your feelings to other people.
So now anybody that says something to you has to, exactly. Well, but also now anybody who walks in the door and happens to say something to you that's mean is the one who decides whether you're mad.
Yeah.
You know, and is that really what you want? Like, that's a lot of power to give some random fucker that just walked in the door.
Yeah, that is definitely a really bizarre one. It's like, do you value that person's opinion?
Or you let that person make you feel like you're worthless. Yeah, like let that person, like my dad was always trashing me all the time. Like that was his abuse, was telling me I was worthless all the time. So it's like, you know, you gotta like realize like, hey, you know what? I already dealt with this shit. This is some other motherfucker that's doing the same shit. I'm just gonna ignore him because I don't fucking care. Like, my dad was way better at this, and I can handle it way easier than this guy can dish it out, so I'm not too stressed over that anymore. Or you know, you can just fucking get in fights all the time.
Yeah.
With absolute fucking idiots. It's like Reddit. Like, Reddit is one of those interesting things, that bothers me about people's like emotional growth, just as a general society kind of thing. The number of people who will be like, get divorced, break up, when the answer is really just, these two people need to sit down and talk for a while. Like they for some reason they've got this one issue going on between them as a couple, and it's stupid and it's bad. But realistically, the answer is that they just need to sit down and fucking discuss it for a while, and they just have it for this one particular issue. And unless it's like a chronic thing where it's like they're constantly telling, like one partner is constantly belittling the other one, or constantly harassing, or physically abusing, or something like that. Like, most of the time, couples can just work shit out if they just have a conversation. You know, or maybe worst case, go to couples counseling. But they just go right to fucking right away, just immediately to divorce. It's so fast. And you're like, gosh, you think you could just hold off for just a couple of minutes before the whole like, let's engage lawyers and go through this costly dance for the next couple of years, where we give the lawyers a third of our total net worth between the two of us.
When you could have just talked it out.
Yep. Well, that was always my relationship advice when people would ask me, because they were like, oh, you're in psychology in junior college. So me and my girlfriend are having blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, oh, wow, that sounds interesting. Have you talked to that person about that? Because it really sounds like you're talking to the wrong fucking person, asshole. Right. So if you could just go fucking not waste my time. This shit. Well, not only that, but I'm studying to do this for a job. Why do you think I'm going to give you free advice, motherfucker? I turn this shit off when I'm home from work. You know? Like, I ain't going out psychologically fucking checking everyone. Although once in a while, you'll come across something on the internet where you see a person doing something and you're like, wow, okay, this person's fucking nuts. And you go down the rabbit hole and you end up analyzing that person. But it's pretty rare that you just be like, in a casual conversation thinking, well, that must stem from feelings about his mother. You know, like...
Oh, shit. Yeah. Oh, dude, did you hear about that, that one, what's her name? Something Frankie? It's spelled Franke. She had some kind of, like, I don't know, advice for fucking parenting, and it turned out she was abusing the fuck out of her kids. Like, she had a YouTube channel, like over.
Oh, yeah. Whatever. The one where the kids had to run to the fucking neighbor after they got untied.
Yeah, like, he literally had like duct tape around his like ankles and wrists.
Yeah, and there were like cuts on him and abrasions, and the duct tape had kind of worked its way into the skin a little bit.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
And
so,
he was just
fucking
asking for food and water. That's all he was. Can I have some water and some food?
Yeah.
And the one where she has a video of her
disgusting.
proudly talking about starving her fucking daughter.
Yeah, that was pretty sickening, dude. Like, deprivation of food should never really be it. I mean, I guess it kind of depends on what the chores were. If it's something that could be knocked out in like 10 minutes, okay, fine. You want to wait 10, 15 minutes for them to do it before they eat. But even if they refuse, you gotta fucking feed them. You fucking can't not feed them. Yeah, you can't
not feed your kids. You can. Deprivation of food is a tricky one. So, if they're going to refuse to eat part of their meal because they're trying to force you to give them something they want more. Like, I'm not going to eat dinner. I want chicken nuggets. All right, well, then you're not going to eat dinner. You get hungry soon enough, and then you'll eat dinner. That's reasonable. You didn't do your chore, so now I'm not going to give you dinner, lunch, or breakfast for the next day. That's not reasonable. That's insane.
Yeah.
Because I want to be clear, because that's one of those things, like, little kids will fucking, they'll try to blackmail you into giving them fucking chicken nuggies and waffles and shit. And sometimes you have to say, well, you know what, then you're not going to get dinner tonight, and you're going to be really hungry. Although, usually, when they finally do cave in, you feed them. So.
Yeah.
Like, you save their sloppy Joe that they were refusing to eat because they were being a fussy little bitch.
Yeah, it was something I went fucking argue with the ex on all. Constantly cooking separate when they make dinner, and the dinner that they made was something that he'd eaten before and enjoyed. He just didn't feel like that and wanted to eat something else. And I'm like, he's eaten this before. He has no problem with the food.
Yeah, so you don't make him a special meal on the side. You make him eat the food you're cooking for everybody, because why should you spend all that extra time that you could be using to do any number of other things that are probably more pressing?
Yeah, it got fucking ridiculous. Oh, dude. Okay, this happened the other, I think like Sunday or Monday, maybe. My son texted me, saying, "Hey, I forget how he worded it, but it was something like, I just unlocked this memory of you, spanking me like 4 or 5 times because I wouldn't eat some food or whatever," and something like, you'd think after like the 3rd or 4th time you just realize I don't like the food, and I'm like, dude, that never happened. Dude, I didn't really press it because like he was hanging out like a sister and whoever had come down, so I'm like, I don't know.
You think that's one of those things where his mom or one of your siblings was like, "Yeah, he used to beat you to make you eat," or some nonsense, maybe?
Like,
or
I
one
didn't
of his drug-addled fucking
in-laws
people or whatever.
Yeah, I didn't really push it at the time. I still haven't talked to him about it. I was like, all right, he's there with them now. If they're fucking feeding him bullshit, he's just going to be fucking hearing, he's going to tell them what I said and fucking feed him more bullshit. So I kind of let it go, but I still haven't talked to him about it. Because I'm like, dude, I spanked my son like twice his entire fucking life. And,
there's very specific things where you have to spank somebody for. But they're you're not spanking people like every day. That's not a normal thing.
Yeah, no, I mean, I spanked his fucking brother and sister plenty, but they also were 5 and 6 years old and under their mother's care, so they didn't listen to shit. So I ended up because again, I tried for fucking several months, dude. Anything other than spanking, and none of it worked. And as soon as I started spanking him, and again, I wouldn't just fucking spank them, dude, I'd be like, look, man, this is why you're getting spanked. This is what happened. This is what you did. This is why you're getting, like, I would explain it to them before I spanked them. So I wasn't, like, pissed off as I was doing it. And, the more I spanked them for doing the fucked up shit, the less I had to fucking spank them. It worked, like, amazing, dude. It was unfortunate because I didn't want to fucking do it. But nothing else worked, dude. Nothing else I tried fucking worked.
Well, yep. No, there's certain things that you just have to do. Like,
yeah.
There is a stage that every baby goes through while they're teething where they'll just start biting you.
Yeah.
And because of
they're
their
going to have
age,
some level of rebellion.
Yeah, and because of their age and their lack of intellectual ability to process like complex emotions and thoughts and stuff like that, you have to bite them back sooner or later. And obviously you're not biting like that hard. But you have to bite back enough that they recognize like, ow, that fucking hurts. So that they realize, oh, when I do that to this person, that really hurts. They make that connection.
Yeah. Well, and then also I think a big part of it was the fact that their mom would like threaten to spank them or do whatever.
And then never
actually do it. Yeah. Yeah, and they learned, like, if I said, hey, if you don't stop that, I'm going to spank you. They knew I was going to spank them if they didn't stop it.
Yeah. And,
I didn't idly
nothing wrong with
threaten
that. Yeah, there's a lot of the frou-frou retards out there that are like, oh, you should never have to hit your kids. It's like, well, you should never raise kids then, because it's just not real.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah, like I said, I did not want to fucking
growing
do
up.
It.
Well, and 9 times out of 10, the spanking isn't even
of.
about hurting the kid. You're not trying to do physical damage.
Yeah.
You're making it loud and scary, and it should be uncomfortable.
Yeah, it should sting a little. It should be definitely unpleasant. But yeah, it wasn't like I was rearing back and fucking going full force.
Yeah, you weren't like fucking Fight Club. Let's go, toddler. Welcome to Fight Club, toddler.
Yeah. But yeah, with my son, since I was there the whole fucking time, you know what I mean? I didn't miss the 5 or 6 years of his life. He didn't act up. He was actually a really well-behaved kid. So I didn't have to, and although I kind of, because I was really concerned about favoritism. Like I didn't want her son and daughter to feel like a stepkid. So it was like, fuck, dude, am I, you know what I mean? Am I being too lenient on him or whatever? I don't know. The more I thought about it, I'm like, yeah, he fucking behaves. Fucking, at least when I'm around. It turned out mostly it was, when I was around he behaved, and when he would act up a little bit. Even then, not much, but they all kind of learned that they could get away with shit when I wasn't around, and the fucking mom wouldn't bother telling me what was going on.
Nice. I ever tell you my dad's mom tried to fucking take custody of me from my parents?
Oh, really?
Yeah, because she'd raised all the other grandchildren. And I was the first grandchild from that side of the family not to move in with her when I was like 16.
Wow.
So, I don't know, man. Just the whole thing is wacky. And there's a lot of people
that's
just genuinely no idea what they're talking about. They're acting like experts. It's a real problem. Especially when you do the numbers,
although
it just doesn't add up.
Yeah, if your dad was constantly telling you you're worthless, like that's fucked up, man. But it's a hard thing if they're not physically abusing you. It's a hard thing to kind of fucking get custody taken away if they're not, again...
That's not even why she was trying to take me away. This is when I was an infant. She was just trying to get me from them because she thought she didn't approve of my mom.
They were unfit.
And she just thought she decided they were unfit because my dad had been when he originally met my mom living on the street.
Oh wow!
And once they met, she
got him off the street, and they ended up being a couple and stuff, and then I was born. So it wasn't like it was right after he got moved off of the street that he suddenly was like dealing with a kid. There was time in between.
Right.
So it was ridiculous that she thought that they couldn't handle having a kid, to the point where she had to intervene and take control of the kid but it was because she'd done that to everyone else. My aunt
so,
Mickey
yeah,
and
she
my
just
aunt
kind of
Denise's
expected
kids. Yeah. So she took their kids and raised them and all that other shit. And so it was really.
So she's
really
just like,
dumb.
no, this is what happened. If any of my kids have kids, I'm raising them.
Yep. Fucking weird, right?
Seemed to be the attitude. Yeah.
It's pretty much what it was. Yeah, like you're not wrong. It was just a kind of creepy, fucked up situation.
Yeah, it would be one thing if they were literally like, "Oh, I'm pregnant, and we're on the streets, and now we just barely have a place to live." But it sounds like somewhat stable.
Yeah.
By the time you were born. Yeah, that's pretty nuts.
Yep. But she failed, so. Oftentimes I have to say I do wonder a little bit like what my life might have been like the other way. Because my grandma was pretty fucking abusive in a physical sense. As in beatings and stuff, so I probably would have gotten beat a lot. Which would not have worked out for her in the end, because it wouldn't have worked the way she hoped it would work. I would have just took the beatings and eventually would have beat her. Because like you're a kid, you defend yourself however you can.
Yeah, there's plenty of examples of that shit ending very badly for the abusive custodian or whatever. Yeah, like if they're lucky, they and not, fucking beat with a hammer to death. Because that shit definitely fucking happens. Eventually the fucking kid snaps, dude.
You know what? Do you know there's a small town that fired their entire police force?
Was it the fired or the... I remember hearing
50
about...
50 police officers, they fired them all.
Quit.
No, this is one where they literally just fired them all.
No, okay. I was thinking that small town where that
Portland
police force just quit.
Made everything decriminalized, so there's no criminal punishment for anything, any kind of drugs.
Wow. All right.
But I think that's been going on for a while, because that's why Portland has been like a war zone. I didn't realize they straight up decriminalized every fucking kind of drug. Like, that's insane.
Did they also decriminalize all of it? Like fucking, theft and fucking robbery and all that shit?
I don't know. I think so.
Yeah, or at least way too lenient, I would imagine.
Well, they got that catch and release program going all up and down the West Coast.
Yeah. Or isn't New York where they don't do bail? Or they're literally people getting arrested 50 or 60 times and they're just constantly releasing them with no bail.
They just let them go.
Yeah. Jesus fucking Christ.
It's almost like without punishment, people just do whatever the fuck they want. And a lot of it is steal from other people.
Yeah.
It's weird, right? Like, it's so not... Like,
there's plenty of people that'll just... There's plenty of people that'll just behave in a situation like that, but there's a good chunk of people that are like, well, I'm not suffering any negative consequences from this, so why not just keep doing it?
Well, and you've got schools churning out narcissistic people that think that the world owes them.
Yeah.
It makes it even easier to go out and steal whatever you feel like stealing.
Yeah, again, the sense of entitlement kids nowadays is fucking insane.
Yeah.
It's just absolutely out of this fucking world. But what are you gonna do? Not a whole fucking lot you can do about it, sadly.
Nah, not nowadays.
Alright. Stop punching the fucking furniture, lady.
Alright.
Oh, yeah. I think that's why you see a rise of, what do they call it? Like Karens or whatever? I think you see more and more of that kind of behavior because of the wackiness of all the shit that's going on. Let's see, what else is there? Oh, did you see the aliens?
Yeah. Yeah, dude, it was funny because, Moist Critical, Charlie.
Yeah.
Like, his dad is way into that shit, and he's like, yeah, they look like paper mache. So it was at least kind of that shit, but he's at least somewhat critical of whatever he sees. He's not like, oh, wow, yeah, those are definitely aliens. Fucking knew it. And he's like, no, that looks like bullshit. And it does.
Looks like bullshit, smells like bullshit, tastes like... It's probably bullshit.
Yeah, I would be surprised if there was any organic matter in any of those fucking bodies.
True. Or you were acquainted again with the fake van life people recently?
What was it that set that off? I'm trying to remember what it was. Oh, that video I posted about rich people, like essentially LARPing as poor people, is like a big thing.
Oh, yeah.
So that reminded me of the van life, because there's a story that Marie Antoinette, the symbol of fucking, excess in the royal families and shit, had a, I don't think it's ever been proven true, but it's a very persistent story that she essentially... Yeah, did you watch that video or no?
I didn't watch anything about her specifically.
Yeah, well, she was one of the examples in that video. Basically, apparently, allegedly, again, it was never actually 100% proven, but allegedly, she literally had like a fake peasant town built, like right by the fucking castle or whatever. Again, it's not 100% proven, but it's a very persistent rumor, so there could be some truth to it. But yeah, she would basically go and hang out over there for a week or whatever amount of time until she got bored with it. Everyone else actually tended the farm and raised the animals and, actually did the work. But yeah, she would hang out there for whatever amount of time and then get bored with it and go back to the fucking castle or whatever. But yeah, I was basically talking about how a lot of fucking rich people will pretend, will act like they're doing, act like they're poor. Like there was the main one that they were talking about there was, there's this couple that lives on this fucking old rustic looking farm area, and like the wife is constantly allegedly making all these old timey meals and cooking these little loaves of bread, like the old timey loaves of bread and shit, and they're fucking billionaires. So they're essentially just LARPing at that shit. Again, they're probably not even doing half the shit they're pretending to do. They're just filming it like, here's me cutting up these tomatoes to make this. And
and then they cut to the finished product.
Yeah, I don't know if that's the case, but I suspect. But yeah, they're fucking billionaires. And they're acting like, yeah, see, no, you can do this. Like, yeah, if you've got billions of dollars backing you up and you don't have to do this to survive, it's probably really fucking easy.
Yep. Well, there are a lot of people who probably are faking it, according to a lot of people who've been in, like, actual...
Yeah, especially the van life shit. Like, it's pretty, I assume it's pretty easy to tell who's LARPing and who's actually living it. Like, again, that Janelle Eliana, I don't know that. I think I remarked on it there, but Janelle Eliano was that fucking black chick who had was like allegedly living the van life, but she had like a pet fucking albino python and fucking. They're like, bitch, there's no fucking way you're actually doing this shit. There's no way you're doing this much shit. Because again, her parents were super rich, and hers was like the most unlikely fucking social media rise ever. Like she came out of absolutely nowhere, and within like a few weeks, maybe she had like over 1 million followers, fucking, crazy shit like that. I gotta find the video because somebody pointed out exactly how absurd it was. They're like, all right, well, sometimes people have a huge following on another platform, and then they go to like from Instagram, they got really huge, and then they go to fucking YouTube, and a bunch of the Instagrammers follow them there, whatever. But this bitch had absolutely nothing, and suddenly went to millions of fucking subscribers and views. So it's
totally natural.
Likely
totally
that
natural. What are you complaining about? What are you complaining about? It's natural. It happens all the time.
Oh, she's just the total exception. It's totally, it's going to happen sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, if you have fucking super rich parents that can pay YouTube to fucking, boost you.
Pay for bots.
Probably.
To boost your shit, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
It's fucking dumb, but that's how it works. Yeah, that whole system is crazy, and YouTube does very little to deal with it. Like, you remember, what was that group of people that was going after PewDiePie's spot when he was the biggest YouTuber in the world?
And the group of people, you mean YouTube?
Yeah, no, for a while YouTube was massive, but there was like this one group of people that put on like the biggest group ensemble sort of show.
No, gotcha. Oh, no, I thought you meant, because again, for some reason, PewDiePie is not all that objective. They didn't want him to be a guy. Fucking bizarre.
Well, they didn't want him to be number one either.
Yeah. But yeah, there was some other random fucking bullshit, right? Where they managed to get them above him in subscribers. Is that what you're
Yeah. They were like that Indian group.
Yeah, I don't remember the specifics, but yeah.
Yeah, it was a group of.
It wasn't Lily Singh, was it?
It was a group of Indian people.
Okay, all right. Because Lily Singh seems like another one that just bought them fucking their fame and fortune, basically. But that's not a group of people. That was just one unfunny bitch that somehow had a huge following. So yeah, I don't remember the specific one you're talking about, but I know there was some group where they were really wanting them up to knock PewDiePie off the top spot.
Let's see.
Yeah,
we talked about.
I don't know if you remember.
Right? Yeah, we talked about the aliens.
Yeah. I don't know if you ever saw any of the stuff on Lily Singh when she had a night show on like NBC. But it was so fucking horrible, dude. It was fucking horrible. And it was kind of funny. It's like, oh, it turns out she's not really funny. Turns out she's not entertaining at all. And she's doing some weird fucking Indian wigger shit.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Talking like she's a fucking black bitch. Despite having fucking wealthy parents. Like she's trying to act like she's fucking hood or something. Yeah, Lily Singh's fucking sucks. Her channel's like something weird. It's like, she has like LL or II both sides of the name. It's like II space Superwoman II. So it's like it looks like it's in brackets or something.
Yeah,
but anyways,
it doesn't strike a memory out of me, but yeah, I can picture it in my head still. I stopped watching van life videos a while ago.
Yeah. Well, she wasn't van life. She was just fucking a regular fucking content creator that did stupid shit that I assume was mostly bot driven. Young dumbass kids, similar to what goes on in TikTok. All right, Maybe I'll put up a picture of Lily Singh and see if it rings any bells for you.
I remember vaguely who that is, and I don't like her if I remember.
No, she sucked, dude. She was awful.
A category of people that like singing songs when they do sing songs in a way that like nobody wants to hear. Like they revel in making it sound awful, if that makes sense.
Oh right, yeah, like they're deliberately being bad.
Yeah.
At it, basically.
And I have heard enough of that to last me a goddamn lifetime.
Yeah. Yeah, it's nothing unique or clever about it.
Yep. It's not fucking funny. It's just obnoxious. And I posit that those people that say it's funny should probably be in a home.
Right. Anybody who's giving that shit the time of day. Oh wow, that's really bad. That's a lot of purple. And here, I'll share one of her actually on the show. Yeah, I don't know if you're looking at Discord, but there's a couple pics of Sing, if that brings any memories.
I'm pretty sure I remember her.
Yeah, probably just not specifics.
Yeah.
But yeah, her. Yeah, hers was, dude.
She's like a Hollywood so 5.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And again, I assume a vast because again, she got it because she had a huge following in YouTube or whatever. Again, wealthy parents probably paid fucking YouTube to boost her up there with bots and, again, I assume marketing to children because I think most of her crowd. There's a late night show for somebody who's, again, a vast amount of the audience was either bots or kids. So yeah, having a late night show with her seemed like a very odd choice. Yeah, and they propped it up for a while because, that was the other thing. She would, at any opportunity, would describe herself as a bisexual woman of color.
Oh wow, that's fucking obnoxious.
Yeah, like a lot, dude. Like, it would come out, like, I don't think a single episode went through of her fucking shitty talk show. Of her not mentioning
where somebody was like, I don't care. Why are you telling everybody this?
Here's a new one. Why cringy comedian Lil Thing is... Alright. Nope. Battery's getting low. Gotta switch the earbuds. I mean the ear pod. Fuck they are. Alright. We's all better.
Alright.
The Lost Potential? What the fuck?
The Lost Potential?
Yeah, that's one of the videos. I'm just looking at... I just saying on YouTube. The first one was, seemed much more appropriate. Why cringy comedian Lily Singh is much worse than her reputation. And the one after that says the lost potential of Lily Singh. I know, she sucked, dude. She always fucking sucked.
Fair enough.
Unfunny female comedian Lily Singh is back. What? Did they give her another show?
Yeah, that's
all right,
part of the demoralization. You start to wonder, like, why are these awful, awful people consistently working in such a good industry, making such good money when they're just objectively not good at what they do?
Yeah. Yeah.
They just want to keep you on your toes. Your toesies. Got my lighter.
Horrible.
Huh?
She really likes dressing up as her dad. Fuck. Oh, here's one with her and Miranda Sings, dude. That's fucking magical. 31 million views. Yeah, I don't know if you remember Miranda Sings recently. Had the latest worst apology video ever. Miranda Sings is her fucking channel name. But her real name's like Colleen Ballinger, I think. But yeah, it turns out she was grooming kids like the whole fucking time. And then she came out with an apology video where she's singing, playing a ukulele, and it's not a fucking apology. It's talking about the. I believe the title of the song, if there was one, would be "The Toxic Gossip Train," and it's fucking even worse than you're probably thinking. So she was she was grooming kids, constantly shit with them, grooming them, and that kind of shit. And she tries to chalk that all up to just toxic gossip. So there's kids, she's been at it a while, several years. So there's people that were kids and fans of hers that she was essentially grooming that are now adults. So, you know what I mean? Now they're actually like, yeah, no, this is the shit she did. It's pretty fucked up. What the fuck is that in the background? If you're talking, you're not coming through. Did I get fucking disconnect? Yeah, you're not coming through at all. If you're talking, it's coming through like fucking Charlie Brown adult voices.
Sorry. I was actually starting to nod off there for a second. Fucking. I guess I'm a little more tired than I thought I was.
Yeah, do you want to call it? I mean, we've already been at it for 2.5 hours.
Yeah, I think it might be better before I actually just fall asleep on my desk. Fucking.
Yeah. Get you some sleep so you can go to your job and get more sleep.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, man. But yeah, again, I doubt anybody was watching anyway. But if you are, we appreciate it. And yeah, just bye-bye. Bye-bye.